Hey, what's up, everyone? I was just thinking about a topic today, and it's a topic that I've seen lots of videos for on YouTube. And surprisingly, I kind of see a lot of overlap, but I don't know where the logic for it comes from. And the question is, how much ammo do you need? I've seen people ask this in comment sections, and I've seen people try and answer how much ammo you need. And usually, just for a prop here, I have my favorite 22 CCI mini mags. Love these, by the way. And the, uh, the usually what happens is they'll say, "Well, you should have 5,000 rounds per rifle." Okay, 5,000 rounds per firearm. Okay. Now they don't tell you like if you have like let's say two 9mm pistols, do you need 5,000 for each one, or just 5,000 in the caliber for that? I don't really care because I think it's kind of ridiculous to say you need 5,000 rounds of something, or 2,000 rounds, or 10,000 rounds, or 126 rounds. It doesn't really make much sense to me because it's kind of like a personalized thing, in my opinion. And I am no expert, nor do I try and paint myself as one. But uh, if you're wondering how much ammo should I have, my first question is this: if ammunition prices were, let's say, more fairly priced than they are now, how much would you typically shoot? So let's think about it. Let's say you like to go to the range twice a month. And each time you go to the range, you go through about 200 rounds. Okay, so twice a month for 12 months out of the year. 200 rounds per. You're looking at about 4,800 rounds. So you should probably have at least, if you want to keep just a year's worth of ammo, you should probably have at least that much. Now, here's where we got to kind of tweak it a little bit. And that kind of relies on how you kind of view what's going on. Like, if you notice, whenever there's a tragic incident, gun control talk picks up, and then you see people panic buying, and you see lots and lots of uh, shortages and people spending lots of money. So the supply dries up, the price goes up. So just like when you buy stocks, some people don't mind taking on some risk. Some people do like taking on some risk. With something like ammunition, you might see not having a lot. It's kind of like the reverse in stocks in a way. So, but you might see not taking a lot as taking on a risk. So, in my situation, I would like to make sure that I'm set for maybe a few years worth of practice. Now, the other thing too is if you're a competition shooter or you like to do a lot of training classes, you're going to need a lot more ammunition than someone who just likes to go, once or twice a month shooting. Because I mean, I'll go to the range now, let's say, I'll spend an hour there, and depending on what I'm shooting, I might go between 1 to 200 rounds. If I'm using 22s, I'm a little less judicious with my shots, let's just say. Whereas if I'm shooting 357, well, it's a little pricier, so I'm a little slower. Plus, it's a revolver, so it's not the semi-automatic. It's just a little more measured, at least as far as I'm concerned. But you really need to figure out how much you use per month and what you're comfortable with. Like personally, I think if you could buy like let's say 3 years worth of ammunition and stock that up, I think you're in a better position, both guarding yourself against price increases, and due to like political strife and changing cultural norms and whatnot, than if you have 2 years. And I think you're better off with 2 years than 1 year. And then I think if you modify your shooting behavior, you need to change those amounts around. So if you're just a guy who likes to go once or twice a month, and then you need like maybe this much ammunition like per month. But if you're a competition shooter, you might need like this much per month. So you got to figure out what you're doing, how much you need, and then kind of figure out how much safety you want. So um, that's kind of how I'd figure it. I mean, I don't think it makes any sense to say you need 5,000 rounds per firearm. Okay, so all right, 9 millimeter. I have a lot of 9 millimeter firearms, so having a lot of 9 millimeter on hand is probably a good idea. I carry 9 millimeter, practice with 9 millimeter a lot, have a lot of 9 millimeter firearms. Makes sense. Buy a lot of 9 millimeter. Have a lot of 22s, love 22. 22's cheap. Buying a lot of it's usually not too much of a financial burden. But then I have a 50 Beowulf. I kind of got the 50 Beowulf just for kicks. I thought it was kind of fun. I am not buying 5,000 rounds of freaking 50 Beowulf. Right now, it's going for $2 a round. If you're lucky, you can get it for 2,000 rounds. Am I really going to drop $10,000 on 5,000 rounds of 50 Beowulf? Nah, it's something I shoot only very occasionally, so I'm satisfied just having a few boxes on hand. That's all I need because the way I see it is it's not something I use for self defense. It's a rifle. I'm not going to carry it with me like I would carry a handgun. It's not something I would qualify with. And if I were to shoot in competition, I would probably use a 5.56 AR-15 and a 9 millimeter pistol. So I don't need it for those purposes. Again, it's just kind of like a cool caliber just to sort of have, not something I feel like I need. So and that's another thing too. I mean, I have 32 ACP. I have 22 short firearms. I have the 50 Beowulf. I have oh crap! I have 410s. I have 38 Smith and Wesson. I have 32 Smith and Wesson. Should I buy 5,000 rounds of 32 Smith and Wesson? Probably kind of stupid. Should I buy 5,000 rounds of 9 millimeter? Could be a smart thing to do. But a lot of times these people are saying, you have this one size fits all. And they're saying, here, have this particular number. It's really stupid. I don't think anyone has a number that they should have. I think it really depends on, again, not to keep repeating myself and beating a dead horse, but figure out what you use a month, okay, and multiply that by 12 or 24 or 36 or 48 or 60, to see how much you should have in reserve. And again, that kind of depends on how not only on how much risk you want to avoid, because let's face it, if you had bought a lot of ammunition, fortunately, I bought a pretty decent amount when it was really cheap. I was buying boxes of 9 millimeter at the time for, excuse me, boxes where I was paying like $8.99 for 50 rounds of 9 millimeter. I stocked that up because I remember what it was like years before when we had political strife. Let's just say. Uh, Now, I would not stock up like that. I have bought very, very, very little ammunition in the past year and a half. Extremely little ammunition. I think I could probably count the boxes on, if not one hand, two hands, and still have some fingers left over. I have not bought much because fortunately I thought ahead and I bought a lot more. Now, if I saw 9 millimeter come back down to 21 or 22 cents, I'd start buying a lot more. I'd buy some more 5.56 and I'd buy a lot of 22. Those are the three I'd really focus on because I have multiple firearms in each of those three calibers, and those are the three I would tend to shoot the most. I'm not going to bother stocking up on stuff like crazy that I don't normally have. Um, so when you see people trying to kind of preach a one size fits all, I wouldn't pay any attention to them because we're all different. Again, some people want to just shoot once every month or two or three. Some people want to shoot, competition every couple of weeks or something. I mean, those are very, very different people, and you can't just have that one size fits all. So before you're trying to figure that stuff out, I mean, as a baseline, just figure out what you need. I know I'm beating a dead horse here, and you must be like sick of hearing me by now if you're still, with me in this video, but I just can't stand the one size fits all thing. And it happens with magazines too. How many magazines should you have? Well, like with an AR-15, you should have so many per firearm. Well, again, if you have two AR-15s, they're telling you have 10 per firearm. Does that mean you need 10 because of the caliber or 20? Why do you need that many? I mean, personally, I kind of think the more the merrier for stuff, but Anyway, I'm going to head out now. I just kind of hope it kind of made you think and just kind of slow down to think what you really do use, and maybe certain things you just don't need to buy, like I don't have lots of 32 Smith and Wesson hanging around. I don't think I have any 32 Smith and Wesson hanging around actually, but like I said, I do have 9 millimeter. Um, you know, so I hope you got something out of this and at least kind of made you think about things. Have a good one.